way through. I mean, what do you expect? It's UPS packing tape. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sunshine's still down, and it's that pathetic state with no heads, no top end. We've been doing other things, you know, taking Philo out, making its final passes, trying to get it ready for its tear down and its rebuild. But it's time to jump back on this thing. 2JM Fab has called us. They told us the heads are in. So we're gonna jump in the truck, run out there, pick these suckers up. Guys, we finally made it. Barring they're saying it's supposed to be 70-mile-an-hour winds, hailstorms, and possible tornadoes. It was a pretty uneventful ride out here, so hopefully we can make it back before that happens. But other than that, last time we were out here, you remember we had Joey's car out here, put it on the dyno when he had the Gen 1 small block in it with the Pro Charger. Of course, now he's switching all that up. They've got his motor in here, they're building on it. Hopefully we can take a look at it, but let's go inside and see what we got. Right. Yeah, can't complain to somebody else when you do it all yourself. So
got the latest and greatest cylinder hone. Got 6 diamonds instead of 4, so the cylinders are rounder and truer. It uses basically an antifreeze type lubricant instead of oil to run cool. So it's got diamonds instead of stones. So you use oil because the stones have to fracture to do the cutting. On diamonds, they don't have to fracture, so
cool.
They stay sharp.
Just a cleaner cut all around?
Yeah, it's a better process. Pretty well all the companies are changing to it. So it's expensive to change if you've got tooling already.
Right.
You have to change the machine, but fortunately for us, we just bought it all in one whack.
Right, didn't get locked in on something older technology. Yeah, we've got a couple on those other heads. It's like right here, it just looked like it was ate away a little bit.
It'll actually melt it away and make this flat, so this whole side of the plug will be exposed.
Well, that's what we got. That's what happened on mine, and it actually blew out through the side of the plug. But you can see on a couple of the other ones, they were doing that same thing, just nipping that edge. Right. Didn't know if that was heat or if that was just, you know, lots of mileage. You know,
it needs to be fixed. Normally, we would go in there and
well, we fixed it. We got these.
I mean, that is fixing it.
Yeah, that's the best fix we got. So any threat of pushing water on these things. So if I'm already here, if it's overkill, I mean, I don't mind. I already planned on spending it. But if I don't absolutely need it,
you don't absolutely need it. That's the fact. Would I do it if it was mine? Yes.
Better to have it not need it and need it not have it type deal.
So that's the way we spec things, and that's what we like to push, is what we would do with our own stuff. So
okay. All right, guys, well, they are all boxed up, ready to rock and roll. Get these things back to the house and see if we can get them strapped on tonight. Plan on going to the track Sunday. Not sure yet, depending on what the weather does, but everything seems to be looking good for us, so get them loaded up, get them back to the house. All right, guys, we're back to the house. Back in 2JM Fab. We got the heads unboxed. I didn't do a whole lot of talking out there because they had other customers in there, and they've got a lot of things going on. Plus, with the big storms moving in, everybody's scared of tornadoes and all that stuff. Yes, I know it's January, but this is Texas. We still have those. So yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of talking out there. I just kind of wanted to let them do their thing, get these things done, pick them up. But now that we've got them here at the house and out of the box, just kind of going to give you a showing, a comparison to what I had on the 317 versus the Dart Pro ones that we picked up. These were recommended by 2JM Fab. They run them on a lot of stuff, and they're really Speak highly of them. Not sponsored, by the way. We paid full price for these. They were not donated or anything like that. We buy all our own parts, but they got tons of knowledge. A whole lot more knowledge than what I got and a whole lot more experience on running, components. So I'm gonna take their word for it and we're gonna run and give them a try. But give you a look at them right here. You can kind of tell just at first glance how much bigger the chamber is on this 317. It's a 73 cc chamber versus these are a 62. So going to gain a little bit of compression on that there. Bigger valves, went up to a 206 valve. The main reason we went with these heads was just really because of the rigidity of them. They got a whole lot more material in them. I would say, I know they're 27 pounds. They got to be 3 to 4 to 5 pounds heavier than what the 317 head is. There's a thicker deck on them, which allows you to get a little more clamping force, which we're going to run the Athena gaskets or the Vulcan fire ring, whatever you want to call them now, the SCE. We're going to run those head gaskets on there, and it just kind of gives us the peace of mind of being able to run a little bit more boost, not push water, not lift the head, that kind of stuff. That's really the main reason. I mean, yeah, we're going to gain horsepower gains just by stripping these old heads off and putting these on there. I get that, but to say what kind of number horsepower gain you're going to get, you're throwing darts blindfolded. You're really kind of shooting in the wind. So I can't really say it's going to give us 300 more horsepower or 200 more horsepower. It doesn't work like that with boost. So we know we're going to get more power out of it. They're a better flowing head. They're a more rigid head. They're a stronger head. So that's our main reason with going with these. Or really any aftermarket head for that, you're going to be better than what the stock is, just on a build standpoint. Now these are a 225 head, so they're going to flow a lot more than what the stock 317 is. You get around to this side of the head and look at this. These have got the 660 spring kit on them for BTRs. These have got the 685, so it's going to give us a little more valve control. It's got the titanium retainers and locks. So again, it's just a little bit of strength, a little bit of rigidity, everything just beefier all the way around. That's pretty much the rundown on these. Still got a couple of things we got to do to the car over here. We still got to take these old studs out. Not that there's anything wrong with these. These are the Speedmasters. Get them from Speedway Motors or anything like that. I guess you would call them the China bolts. We're going to end up taking those out of there. We're going to go with an ARP bolt in it, or a head stud. There's nothing wrong with these. The only deal with these head studs here that I would say is if you're going to run these, they're fine. They clamp, they work. There's nothing wrong with them, and I could probably use them and it wouldn't be a problem. But on those studs with the stretch value and all that, I wouldn't run them twice. And they're so cheap. I would say they're so cheap. They're not so cheap that if you got to keep buying them, they're going to be cheap. But for what we're doing, and if we got to remove heads and stuff like that, and every time I got to buy a new set of head bolts, I'm going to go ahead and bite the bullet and buy the ARPs just to have that peace of mind again. We're already at this level. We're already, at this point in the build. Why should I sit there and, chinch out on this part of it? But that's not saying I wouldn't run these again on another motor. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the fact of if I got to pull them off again, buy another set, well, you're already halfway to a set of ARPs. So I might as well go ahead and get that done. But they didn't have any sets out there, so I couldn't pick those. So we got to run to Summit in the morning. I got to pick up the head gaskets, pick up the studs. I think that's pretty much it. And we'll be putting this thing together tomorrow. There will be another video for that one. But for right now, that's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Less than 6 months old, or right around 6 months old. We're already almost 1,000 subscribers. Y'all guys are killing it. Thank you for subscribing, and we will catch you guys on the next one.